remember this graphic video earlier this month after a brawl in the streets. A Grand Rapids woman was run over by a car, sustaining several injuries. The suspect was arrested days later, and this morning the two combatants met again face to face, this time in a courtroom. 24-hour News 8's Mark Thompson was there and has the latest from the live desk now. Mark?
Good afternoon, Sue. The suspect in this case faced a judge for a probable cause hearing this morning. This is the first step in the process to determine if this case will eventually go to trial. It was bound over to circuit court, but we learned a lot more about what took place on the streets of Grand Rapids earlier this month after a fight. Now, the suspect is Jalin Smith-Walker. She's facing charges of assault with intent to do great bodily harm. This stemmed from a brawl in the middle of Prospect and Garden Streets in Grand Rapids. It was all caught on video. Now, they used to be friends at one point, but not anymore. After fighting with the victim in this case, Sierra Washington, Smith-Walker is accused of getting into her car and running Washington over. Today in court, however, it came out after she testified that Washington first threw a hammer and a large brick at Walker's car just as she was starting to run her over. The defense argued that Walker was simply attempting to drive away, but it was the testimony from a detective who heard what was said on the video from inside the car that ultimately helped the judge make her decision.
But it's after the throwing of this brick, shortly thereafter, that you get run over, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
And what is the defendant saying?
The defendant says she's going to run over the victim.
And you heard it right there. That was the detective pointing out that in the video that you could hear from inside the car, he could hear the suspect saying that she was going to run over the victim. Again, the judge determined that there was enough probable cause in this case to move it forward, and it was bound over to circuit court. We'll continue to follow it as it moves through the system. At the live desk this noon, Mark Thompson, 24-hour News 8.